Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
See the big red letters? That's me, Alex. See the white ones? That's the Ramble. That's the program. And it goes until midnight tonight on the East Coast of the United States. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's over there he's up there. Is that up there in Massachusetts from here?
Yes.
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 He used to be out there in Las Vegas or in Boulder City, but now he's over there, and you know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
That's Stephen Kravitz, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Hi, Alex.
Well, how's your whole move out to the East Coast turning out now?
Well, it's beautiful today.
We've had some beautiful weather.
Unbelievable, right?
I went out the day that Biden got elected. I went out and I hit the courtyard here and just went, this is the happiest I've been in years here.
Yes.
You know?
Now, weren't you anxious on the 3rd?
Yeah, and I was stupid to be anxious because we were all warned.
Right.
That
right,
the
right.
initial vote would probably be pro-Trump.
You think?
Well, no, because here's the reason. He sat out there telling all his people, oh, the mails are fraudulent and the mails are blah, blah, blah. But you got to vote in person, vote in person. So that first vote that came in was the in-person vote. It wasn't the mail-in ballots.
Right.
So the people who did the mail-in ballots were the Biden people, and the people who did the poll voting, same-day voting, were were Trump. So basically, that initial amount of votes that came in, of course, was pro-Trump. But the minute they started adding up the votes from the
right.
Boy, I can't talk today. Once they came out with the vote for the for Biden and the mail-in votes, it started turning. And of course,
let's see how the next 7 weeks go, or 8 weeks.
Yeah, well, Trump has been saying his big argument is that, and it's an old-fashioned theory, and that is, well, gee, I won on election night. Where did all these other votes suddenly come from?
Right.
Well, maybe we're counting all of them. I mean, to begin with, this has been a year unlike any other year.
Oh, no kidding, right?
Yeah. So
biggest turnout to vote ever.
Yes, but I mean, also there was more pre-voting.
Yes.
There was that, and there was also the problem with people. We voted early, and then there was the mail-in ballots, and that they accounted for a great majority of the voting because of the situation we're in now.
I voted mail-in. How did you vote?
I voted. We went up to early voting. We went up and just cast our ballot. Yeah.
You get the little sticker?
Got the little sticker, yeah.
Mailing in, I don't get the sticker.
You don't get the sticker. But, I mean, we could have done one of a couple of things. Excuse me, folks, I'm really out of it today. I don't know why. Let me drink more coffee here.
Well, normally you're loopy. Your normal state of mind is
loopy. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, what happened was we went up to the polling place and did early voting, and that's fine. That's terrific. That's a great idea. And what you could do when you were there, we took our ballots with us just in case we needed them as identification. We didn't know. We could have dropped off our ballots there and just gone on our way, but we decided to wait in line for an hour and actually do the vote.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
And after it was all over, Marjorie walked out and she looked at me and she said, I just feel great.
Yeah.
What a wonderful feeling that was.
But I was very anxious on the 3rd.
Well, we were all anxious on the 3rd. We didn't know which way it was going.
Right.
And
Now, as I heard it, Trump got 70 million votes and Biden got 74 million votes.
well, he's up to Biden's up to he's up to 75, 76 million. He's over 5 million ahead of Trump.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. At this moment when we are recording this, which is, a few days before it's going to air. So
Now, normally in the past, wasn't the president announced the day of, like on the 3rd? But no, not
well,
this year.
the president is never announced until the Electoral College votes and meets and votes. But the states come in with their results, and the results have never been written in stone. What you've gotten is the press's idea of who won.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
No state ever had a completed vote the night of the election.
Now, Trump still thinks he got elected.
Somewhere in his addlepated mind, he's sending out these tweets that read, "We won."
Right.
Well, in what universe did you win?
In Trump's universe.
You won. You lost by the popular vote, and you lost by the electoral vote.
Right.
And that electoral vote is going up each and every day that we speak, and it'll probably go over 300 before we're finished, and you're still back there wallowing in 213 or something like that.
Right, and I thought I counted slow.
Yeah, and, yeah, right.
Right.
So I mean, and what is really horrible, and as of this recording, I don't know. This thing changes every day. They won't give Biden any funds to set up his new administration yet until he's officially declared the winner.
Right.
And that's according to a Trump appointee who's in charge of the General Accounting Office, I think.
Right.
I mean, and then he's supposed to get, as the newly elected president, the daily briefing from the CIA.
Right.
So he can know what's going on, so that when he becomes president, he hits the ground running.
Right. He's informed.
They won't give him to him. They won't release it. It's not the CIA that won't release it. I think the GAO has to okay it.
You know what I think? It's making me nervous, but I think we're heading for a civil war.
Well, I think we're, if nothing more, as Biden put it, the government is purely capable of getting rid of trespassers.
Right. Enemies, foreign and domestic.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, a president that won't concede.
Right.
Well,
right.
I mean, if it were really close, I'd say, okay, I understand you don't want to concede. I mean, Gore didn't concede. It was too close. It was like a couple of hundred votes.
Right. No, Bush got elected by the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Five votes to 4.
Yeah.
So our votes didn't even count.
Well, our votes didn't count. Well, the question is, how much do they count? I mean, they all get boiled down into this. Like my one vote gets compressed into like 29 votes.
Really?
Well, because that's the Electoral College.
Oh, right.
So really, especially in this state, whether I go and vote or not, doesn't matter.
It does. It does, because you feel better.
Well, you feel better, but what I'm saying, it doesn't make much of a difference, because I know this state is going to be liberal. It's going to go Democratic.
Yeah, my state is completely Democratic, except we have a Republican governor. I mean, we're a solid blue state.
Yeah. Well, he must have been a pretty good governor, a pretty good guy.
Right.
If he won those Democratic votes,
Right.
But I mean, it's just I just feel so relieved that after 4 years of this just horrendous situation, that we're
it's terrible.
That we're doing okay.
So I went to the doctors on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know this, but when I was sick in April, I weighed 115 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get up to 145,
Mm-hmm.
but I shot right past that to 160.
Oh, so now you're a fat fuck.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a belly that jiggles, and I'm not into it at all.
Yeah, well, get used to it, you old man. How old are you now?
64.
64. Well, you're going to find that everything that used to go north now is going to start going south.
Thanks.
You know?
Thanks. Something to look forward to.
And that includes your balls as well, I might add.
Yeah. That's like when you're sitting on the toilet, it looks like you're making tea.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Dave Tyree's joke.
Who?
Dave Tyree.
Oh, really? It's a very good joke.
It's a great joke.
Yeah, I mean it's getting. I think Betty Davis said it. Getting old ain't for sissies.
No.
Okay.
No.
You know, and it ain't. And it's terrible that what happens to you. I mean, like I'm tired all the time now. Of course, I think a lot of this has to do with this COVID fatigue. And now,
yes, I'm sure it does.
Where I was starting to go out a little bit, I find now my legs are too weak to walk any
Are
longer.
you serious?
Yeah, any long. Well, I do have some neuropathy, but I just felt so weak walking the last. And
Right.
also, you know what makes you weak?
What's
If
that?
you're walking and wearing a mask.
Yes.
You
It
know.
also makes you hot.
Yeah, but it makes you. You know.
Right.
And that's not fun either. Okay.
No.
But I mean, the mask, you got to wear them. It's what's going on, folks.
Well,
But-
there's a new mandate here. You absolutely have to wear them once you step out of your house.
Good. But the thing is that you go to here in New York, everything was going down. I mean, we were down to one day we had no deaths in the state of New York. Okay.
Yeah, right.
And we were down to like 0.6% infection rate. Wow. Now we're up to 2.8, and what was it yesterday? 24 deaths. And
we've just begun to peak.
yeah, and I'm supposed to go have an operation on the first of next month for my eyes because they have a tendency. I have a problem with them. The lids are drooping, and that is
Right.
that is a medical condition, and so it can be taken care of by Medicare.
What? Plastic surgery?
No, Medicare. Well, it isn't plastic surgery, but it's Medicare. They go and they cut, and then they, yes, you could call it plastic surgery, but it's something that Medicare will pay for.
Oh, I get you.
Okay.
It's not elective.
Yeah, because it does affect my health. Okay.
Sure.
But
It affects your quality of life.
I can either have it the first of next month, or I could have it in March. It doesn't matter. I mean, my eyes
Right.
ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
And when I take a look at these numbers going up like they've been going up,
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to go into a hospital to get this done. You know,
No, you're right. You're right.
I may hold it off till the first of the year.
See how things go.
Yeah, because I mean it's starting to go up, and I don't want to be part of that scenario. Okay,
Right.
And at my age, I'm in that high risk group. You're getting there. You know.
Thanks. I hope to get there.
Well, it makes me feel better to know you're getting there. Okay. All right.
Thanks.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll be 65 in March. Will
Yeah.
that help?
That'll help.
Then I can go have the early bird special,
Yeah, the early bird special.
and I can wear a warm coat in the middle of the summer.
Yeah. I don't wear warm coats during the middle of summer. I don't do that.
No, but you see older people doing it.
I guess. So anyway, everything's fine up there in Massachusetts. Over there.
Oh yeah, we did get snow.
Over there in Massachusetts.
You know, we got snow on the 30th of October.
Really?
We got 6 inches of snow.
Really? And then it's been beautiful.
Yes.
It's been
Yes.
like spring, but it isn't spring because the trees have changed.
Right.
You know.
Really, I don't know about there, but the foliage here was terrible.
Really.
Yeah, it was all
Okay.
browns.
Yeah.
No reds, no
Oh, we
yellows.
got reds here. It's really nice. Come
Oh,
on down.
really?
Come on down to New York. Hey, listen, we've run out of time. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he is. There he goes. That
Thank
is
you for
Stephen
listening.
Kravitz.
Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Yes, okay. And if you listen in the background very carefully, you can hear that? The air conditioner. Now, why do I have the air conditioner on? It's November. Shouldn't have the air conditioner on. What is the temperature? I don't even know what the temperature is right now, but the temperature is not low. Okay. And also in this studio, it gets steamy too. And the reason it gets steamy is because we've got all this equipment warming up the place and everything like that. You know what amazes me? I got to tell you, something that amazes me is modern technology in this respect. I have I'll give them a name, QNAP server over here. It's an array of, it's a bunch of hard drives, and they're all stacked together. And then if one goes out, it doesn't make all the data go away. You just, Anyway, it's a fairly complicated piece of machinery that I've been using for a long time to store my programs and so on, because I know that if one of the drives goes bad or it goes out, I just simply throw another one in there and it rebuilds everything while I can still use it. So anyway, it makes up thumbnails, pictures of like if I'm doing the show now, it will suddenly at some point make a thumbnail of the show, of a picture of the show. And those thumbnails disappeared. Could not get them to work. So I write them at QNAP on my little app that I have here, that's on the browser, and I write them and tell them the problem. They worked for 3 days trying to fix this thing for me, and finally today they did it. They got all my thumbnails back and everything else. Now, what it made, now you say, okay, well, that's wonderful that they could do that, but the fact was I gave them permission to go on to the server here, even look at my porn. Go on to the server here and see what might be wrong or what might not be wrong. And they did a few diddling around and fixing it and looking at it and saying, here's what we got to do this on your end, we'll do this on our end, and they fixed it. Now, what makes it amazing to me is, okay, they fixed it from South Korea. All right, they went to my little machine right over here. It's just about this big. And they went in there and they fixed it. So thank you very much, QNAP. And if you're going to go buy yourself a, what do they call them? A server, a disk array, buy a QNAP. Okay, they're very good. And and this is the second time I had a little bit of a problem because they're pretty complicated in their operation. For an old guy like me to be able to grok that, as the term used to be, is kind of difficult. And they have been, on both occasions, just splendid. And worked with me and got onto my machine and fixed it and did all that. And I'm amazed. And they're in South Korea, okay? Hi, South Korea. So anyway, let me see here. It's time for us to check in with the people who have already checked in, which is just a brief amount of people here. Let's see here. Let me make sure we have everything all right. And here comes our Zoom panel. There we have Jeff. Oh, Charlie. You haven't joined, Charlie. Well, anyway, Jeff, move your camera a little bit so we can see your whole head. There we go. I don't like you to look like we decapitated you. Hello, Charlie. Congratulations.
Yes.
Now, Charlie lives, before we tell everybody why we're congratulating Charlie, Charlie lives in Texas.
Yeah.
And Texas today just hit a record.
Yep.
Yep.
What is it, over 1 million cases of COVID?
Over 1 million cases, and we set a new record for single-day infections today.
Oh, really?
8 months into the pandemic.
Okay, now wait a minute. Hold on a second. First of all, when we say number of cases, this is total cases over the period of time that they've been counting COVID.
We're
okay.
first state to hit 1 million cases.
At one point, we were number one. Then we became number two. When you guys, I think, picked up the slack, and then California picked up the slack, and we became number 4. I can't remember what the third state is.
And even Florida. Florida's also ahead.
Florida, right, is ahead of us. So we're not.
We left y'all in our dust.
Yeah, I mean, we still have the most dead though. We're pretty well claiming that one. But you guys are working on it.
Yeah, we are. We're almost 20,000 deaths now. So
almost 20,000 deaths. We're up around 33, I think.
Yeah, 33. Yeah.
But that was because we were at the very beginning. You guys,
all back in April.
You guys have managed to pull that off with all the medicine that's now available. You know.
Yeah.
So, oh boy. Isn't
I am trying to stay alive.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, well,
and, every day I kind of have to rethink about what I should do and what I shouldn't do.
Yeah.
And it's mostly don't do this.
Don't do this, and don't do a lot of that either.
Right.
As I say, I was supposed to go have my eyes done. I'm calling them tomorrow and calling it off. I'm not going to go into a hospital till this thing starts fixing itself. We're a little better today. Yesterday we had 34 people die in New York State. That's a lot for us lately. Okay, 34. Today it was only something like 27 or 23. I can't remember, but it was not as high as it was yesterday. But geez almighty, come on. And our governor has finally said, and I don't get this, he said we're not going to allow restaurants to be open after 10 o'clock. And bars can't be open till after 10 o'clock. And gyms can't be running till after 10 o'clock at night. And I'm thinking to myself, what happens? COVID wakes up at 10 o'clock? I mean, why is it, why don't you just close them all down? Oh, well, we can't do that. Remember what it did to the economy before. Yeah, but you remember what it did to human beings?
Yeah.
And the reason he's doing it, ready for this? They've had a big surge in Connecticut, where you are, Jeff, and a big surge in New Jersey. Okay. So they, in both those states, have told them they have to close at 10 o'clock. Well, he's closing at 10 o'clock here in New York because he doesn't want people to come from New Jersey to drink.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they'll go, well, they're closing the bars at 10. Let's head over to New York.
That's a good idea.
So the idea was he's closing at 10 too. But my feeling is, we should just, I don't care what happens, close down the whole goddamn country, okay? If we did it, it wouldn't even take us a long time to, choke this thing in the, cut it off at its heels. But, I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. People out there, listen, if you're, not enough people listen to me, wouldn't make a difference, But I just say, wear a mask. It's the least you can do. Oh, I don't want to be like Biden. Yeah, wear a mask, okay? It's not a political thing, all right? It's you're saving the lives of other human beings. And by the way, yourself, because the CDC just came out with a report that says that, by the way, you're also protecting yourself when you wear the mask. Before we used to say you're protecting somebody else. Now you're also protecting yourself as well. Yes, Charlie.
Yeah, and, oh, God, what was I going to say?
Oh, God, you're getting like me, aren't you?
Oh, man. Well, it'll come back to me.
Yeah. Where is everybody? There's nobody calling in tonight. What is this?
We all died.
They all died. Yeah, they all got.
I know what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. You were going to say, where is everybody?
What people are ignoring is, even though fewer people are dying from COVID, they're ignoring the cost of getting sick and going into the hospital from it. It'll bankrupt most of the people. Anybody that has to go into the hospital with COVID is going to probably end up bankrupt.
That
insurance.
or insurance companies are going to be paying through the nose, or it's just a matter that we can't afford it in any one of a number of different ways.
Yeah.
And it's not good health wise. I mean, it's just terrible. It's terrible.
COVID sleeps at night. COVID sleeps at night.
No. Wakes up at 10 at night.
Wakes up. That's right.
Wakes up.
It wakes up at
during the day.
Yeah. During the day,
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah. You know where I got that fact from? Donald Trump. So.
Are you sure? I haven't heard from him for a while.
Gee, he's disappeared.
He hasn't been seen.
This is the best thing has happened.
Yeah, he was at Arlington National Cemetery today for the.
Oh yeah.
For Veterans Day.
The placing of the wreath at the tomb of the unknown president, and he did not look happy.
Suckers and losers. Well, why would you be?
It was like
Huh? It's strange that the veterans, the Army, the military didn't voted for Biden. I said, well, you call them suckers and losers. What do you expect them to do?
Yeah. I mean, you alienated everybody. How about all those McCain voters in Arizona?
Yeah.
They aren't that hot about Biden, but they don't want some guy who, put down McCain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a wonderful world. This is getting so wonderful. This whole scenario, it's ridiculous. Do you know what was I just reading? That the State Department is holding on to letters from foreign dignitaries who were sending well wishes to Biden.
Yeah.
And they're holding on to them because they go through the State Department because they just go through a courier, right? They're holding on to them. Trump won't let them send them on to Biden.
Jeez.
What an idiot. Jeez.
He's just so vindictive.
It's terrible. It's just terrible. I mean, at some point he's gonna have to bite the bullet and at least realize that as of January 20th, he won't have free lodgings any longer.
I hope so.
I was watching on YouTube. I was getting lost on YouTube, and I found, they have these comebacks that Obama said, when he was being interviewed and different things and stuff like that. And man, he's sharp and just bam, bam, bam. And then you go back to Trump, and it's just like, it's just so painful. Even Adrienne says the reason why she liked Biden was because he was smiling all the time. She said Trump looked mad all the time every time she saw Trump. So
he was a nasty candidate, no question about it.
Yeah,
it was amazing to me. But how is California doing with COVID? What are the numbers out there? Are you guys number 2 now with Texas or?
Yeah. I've been trying to see where we're at because, especially in this county, because of the schools, since they're going to start getting the data, see if they're going to come back. I know everything's picking up everywhere, but I wouldn't be surprised if our area is not doing that bad.
Let me see here. Where's he wasn't going to do a report today because it was Veterans Day. I was looking to see if I had a report from Cuomo, but we're not doing very well here. I mean, for us, we were doing terrific. We were like giving the rest of the country the finger, saying, "Hey, look at us!" We're at 0.606% or whatever, and
I think it could have been so much worse.
Huh?
It could have been so much worse if it wasn't for Cuomo.
Well, yeah.
I mean, of anywhere, you're just afraid of New York City. Everybody's on top of each other, and to get it down so low is incredible.
Well, Cuomo came out with this micro system, this micro. Oh God, my mind is blank tonight.
All the neighborhoods.
It's called the micro cluster strategy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In which they would say, okay, this area is got a hot spot. We're going to stamp it out here and stamp it out there. I don't know that that was the best thing. I think that we probably should have been a little more careful about opening up the restaurants for indoor dining, things like that. I went out to dinner the other night, and I went to a restaurant. It's our favorite in the neighborhood, and we like the people who run it and so on. So we like to go there when we do go because we want to see them stay alive. They have in their restaurant what do you say? How many? They have something like 50 seats. Outside, they've made room so they can serve 150 people and still have safe distancing and all of that. So actually, they've done pretty well during this. The only problem is winter is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you get a big snowstorm, they ain't going to have 150 people. They getting the lamps and everything, the hot lamps and everything. But, that's not going to melt the snow, So, I mean, so.
Yeah, you come to the micro clusters, and you still have people going to work. You still have people that are going to friends, and they're crossing those areas, right? And so even if they have a micro cluster that's down pretty much, somebody else can spread it and go to another area that's not.
Yeah.
That's not too bad, and it's just going to keep spreading everywhere.
Well, it was only. Boy, I'm just terrible tonight. I shouldn't even be doing a show. I can't even speak a coherent sentence. Well, anyway, it was. We were doing just fine, but the problem is that we can't just isolate ourselves enough to where what's going on in the rest of the country doesn't come in to infect us, no matter how hard we try, and we have a lot of an issue. Oh God, I can't even talk tonight.
Are some of those neighborhoods that they're? I mean, when you look at the map, does it make sense that this is a populated area and they're trying to isolate that area, or are they just drawing a line like a zip code, and then you still have half and half of people
They're
that are
saying
still
like here is a red zone, and then the outlying area of it is an orange zone, and the outlying area of that is a yellow zone, and you can't have any kind of stores open or anything in the red zone, but in the orange zone you can do a little more, and in the yellow zone you can do even more. Okay, so that's how they're doing this microcluster thing, but it's kind of a microcluster fuck. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily working. All right.
Yeah.
I cannot believe where I live, everybody is a senior. And, it's usually a guy and his wife. Sometimes one of them died or whatever. But these people always walking around. They never wear a mask. And then when some other people were walking against them, they go, oh, what a great opportunity to talk for 20 minutes.
Oh, boy.
But they don't even have a mask,
They don't.
at all.
Now, if they go to the store, they have to wear a mask.
No, but I don't know what their thinking is. I don't know where their brain is at. I mean, are they so selfish? Don't they realize they live in a community which is subject to infection, and you want to minimize those infections?
I think they just want a suicide.
No, I think there's something egotistical that says, well, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Crazy.
I'm immune from it. I'm healthy. I work out. Yeah, where do you go? The gym. Good luck. I mean, indoors are terrible. And really what's happening now is the governor is saying, look, if you can, don't do Thanksgiving. Have your own little turkey at home. We're having about 3 people over here, but they're people that we're close to that we know. And I'm armed with my little thermometer here. Okay, my thermometer gun, as it were. So I'm very ready for them. So anybody shows up with a temperature, they're turning around and walking out the door,
Yeah, we had plans to drive down to LA to see her family down there and some of my family, but we're going to go down there for Thanksgiving, and now I think I got to talk to her and tell her I don't think we should be going because that's what they're talking about. Other people going from other areas, and there's going to be a lot of people, her family down there for sure. So
before I go to Charlie,
call it
I
off.
want to just somebody called me the other day and said, "Where is Brian's wife from?"
Oh yeah, I heard that. It was the truck driver
Yeah.
on Monday.
Yeah.
I heard after I hung up.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were right. You're the winner. She's Vietnamese.
Vietnamese. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Well-
I've been there like 3 times for probably about like 10 weeks total. Been there a lot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is it nice?
Yeah. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun because
Yeah, the culture and everything, all the scooters and everything, you can find anything you need for the house or anything, within a few blocks. And everybody has their business on the bottom, and then they have their house like 3 levels up.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
there.
because my wife and I, when we were when she goes to China every year, or was going to China every year, we were thinking maybe I would go over meet her and we'd take a side trip. And one of the places we thought about going was Vietnam, because I hear
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yes, Charlie. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that I heard someone say today that the majority of the cases that they're getting now, like over 50%, are from people going to bars, gyms, and closed restaurants.
And they won't close those down in Texas?
No, they're not closing anything down here.
Why?
Until we set a new record today, they aren't even talking about closing anything down.
Really?
You know, states like that have like Republican governors were on the
Yep.
air today saying we're closing everything down.
Not
We're
Texas, not Greg Abbott.
Texas has one thing that's closed.
What?
You can't get a test.
Yeah, that's it. You can't get
Stop
the
testing.
test unless you have symptoms.
Oh,
And a
testing.
doctor, right?
You guys will be fine.
So this is
The
the new
doctor's
theory
gotta
that
sign off
if you
on
don't test, there won't be any COVID.
That's all I can figure.
Let's see,
We can't get 'em.
over 1 million cases of COVID in Texas, and the tests have been coming
That's like
back.
Charlie told me yesterday.
Yeah, we've had less than half the tests that California's had, but we've got more cases than California.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Son of a bitch. So is there any sporting event tonight?
Not
Oh.
on Wednesday. No.
The weekend there is, but not on the weekdays right now. No basketball, no baseball.
Where is everybody tonight? I can't think straight tonight, so I could sure use people joining in and talking with the rest of these people so I can still look smart. But
Everybody's burnt out.
I've been having major brain farts tonight. I mean, like I'm trying to come up with a word and I can't come up with the word. But they say that the whole COVID fatigue thing is a major factor, major health factor right now.
Yeah.
Then I think all this campaign stuff, all the election stuff being drug out so much and all this other stupid stuff from the campaign trail, that's just bad
That's not
too.
helping.
Well,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
keep saying to myself, how can Trump do this to America? And then I remembered he's a selfish son of a bitch. He doesn't care about anybody else but Donald Trump and the perception of Donald Trump. Well, if he doesn't like the perception of Donald Trump now, wait till history writes him down as the guy who wouldn't concede the election in spite of the fact that the guy who was going against him had 5 million more votes in the popular vote than he did. But no, that was all fake. That was all it was all rigged. It was all I just. And if you could, anybody go over to Fox, watch Fox at all?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that
You
another?
can't stand it for
Wait a
more than
minute,
20
isn't that
minutes.
another world altogether? Over there,
Yeah.
we've got a case in Ohio where 15 ballots were thrown into a garbage can, and somebody's going to testify to that. Oh yeah, that's going to change the numbers.
Right.
Keep your 15. Go ahead. We don't care. But I mean, they're looking for everything they can to show that this was rigged. And I've got to say that I think this may have turned out to be maybe the most legal election we've ever had. Everybody was on their best behavior.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Yeah.
I go to the gym, but I go during at 12 o'clock when I get off. So there's like 5 people in there, but everybody's wearing masks. But when I'm there, the Stairmaster or the elliptical, they have Fox and they have CNN. So I've been watching both, and that one show they have the 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I start watching that, and then I'm like, oh my God, I can't watch that anymore. I watch this one. Then I just watch the Home Improvement show over here because these guys are a bunch of idiots. I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, I mean, Fox is like this whole other world. It's like Bizarro World, you know? Remember Superman, where there was Bizarro World, and up was down and down was up, and
Seinfeld,
left was
remember?
right was left. What?
The Seinfeld episode, Bizarro World?
Bizarro World.
Yeah,
Bizarro Jerry.
They look like them, but we're nice.
Yeah. Hello, Kevin.
What's up?
For those of you listening to us on audio only, he just waved.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching Fox too. Tucker was throwing up all these names of dead people.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I counted 20 of them. He said all these dead people, and then I saw Barbara Bush on there. And I go, well, there's a Republican that voted dead. So, of course, all these people were apparently all Democrats that voted that were dead.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's amazing how they're coming up with all these dead people that voted, and they were all Democrats. It's amazing. They just continue to light the gas.
So John McCain wasn't on that list?
I don't know. I didn't see him on that list, but I saw Barbara Bush, and they put these names.
And what was?
Then the date they died, and they were all voted. They had all supposedly voted.
What was Tucker trying to prove?
That the mail-in ballots went out to everybody, unsolicited, and that these people voted.
Well, to begin with,
he didn't show any proof. He just put these names out there that supposedly they voted.
I don't think. Now, I may be wrong about this, but I don't think that that amounted to anything, because the notion that they were sending out ballots to everybody is a wrong notion. I think they sent out notifications that if you wanted a ballot, send this back in and we'll mail you one.
Well,
and those they sent out to everybody.
That very well could have been that they sent them out, because I had I think 4, maybe 5 people come in with their envelopes and surrender them to me.
Mm-hmm.
Say, here, I got this in the mail. These people don't live here anymore, or this person's dead. And then we'd put a surrendered sticker on it and send it into the office.
Now, what would happen?
You'd have 4 or 5 of them.
Okay, what would happen if I walked in with that ballot, one of those dead people ballots? I still couldn't just vote. I'd have to prove I was that person, wouldn't I?
Well, that was a question that somebody asked. You could come in and say that you were them and vote on that thing, but you'd have to be pretty good at it.
Well,
you'd have to sign for it.
You have to sign for it, but don't you have to show some kind of identification?
Not in California.
Not in California.
No.
Well, maybe the
fact,
election was
when people pull out
stolen.
their licenses, we tell them we don't have to see that. We don't want to see it.
Well, maybe the election was stolen from Donald Trump. I changed my tune.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I always thought it was strange that that you don't have to show your license in California or any ID.
You know something? Wasn't there some kind of law or something where somebody sued about some state requiring driver's licenses, and they said that not everybody has a driver's license, so therefore you didn't have to ask for those?
Yeah, it was only when you register. You had to show some kind of ID.
Yeah.
But then they give you a card, a voter registration card. That's what you used to have to show before Texas passed the ID card law. You used to have to come in with your orange or blue or whatever it was voter registration card, and that was your proof.
Yeah, they don't do that here.
Not even that, huh?
Well, because here we could take our ballot in and drop it there, okay, or we got this thing in the mail, which was it almost looked like a ticket that had a barcode on it. And when we went to vote, we just put it on the scanner, and it automatically knew who the hell I was, you know. Said Bennett Schwarzman, you know, and my address and everything, and they gave me the stuff. That was the way you voted here. That was your form of identification. And I don't think dead people got those. I think we had to actually request we had to request a mail-in ballot. You know, it wasn't just sent to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, same in Texas. Yeah.
I think we were sent information on how we could, by returning something, we could get a ballot, you know. But, you know, I mean, to think that the Democrats were going to go that far to win an election is ridiculous.
And Republicans wouldn't.
And Republicans would.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we would
That's the
cheat
thing, they'd have
for
to
the
go through it.
presidency, but not get rid of McConnell and Graham. We would let them get.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's pretty precise to have to go through all that and say, okay, now you guys do this and you guys do that.
Yeah, I would like to see in the states where he's complaining, did some local people who are Republicans get elected? I think they probably did.
Yeah, I mean, it could go both
But
ways.
you know what those Democrats did who were phoning that? They voted for those people just so you wouldn't know. You know,
Oh, yeah.
they were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Because-
it was.
Great idea.
We are very conniving son of a bitches, you know? We're very good at this sort of thing. Hello, Tony.
I see, I was just reading the news.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to not be vocal because my mother's still up. But did you see about the mask mandate, Alex? The 16 states that won't let their people wear it are all Republicans. Even, Charlie, even in Texas, we won't do what the governor said.
Nope.
They're a bunch of fucking scumbags, really.
They're killing themselves.
They're making this a political statement because Biden wants to make it a mandate, and they're just not going to go along.
I might
This is
ask
not
Trump
sitting
that I might tell him where some of his voters went. They're dead.
And I saw Trump was at the cemetery. You said, you see his fucking face? They should have kicked him in the fucking dirt, really.
I like that it was raining really hard and they got all
He looked
wet.
like a pile of shit walking, didn't he?
Do you think he's going to ever take any questions from the news reporters
Actually, you
until
know,
he's gone? I don't see him ask, you know, he's not going to take any questions. He's not going to let anybody ask him any questions.
Yeah.
because if they did, the first thing would be like, well, how does it feel to lose by almost 6 million votes?
Yeah, I love it when he walks out and he's done, when everybody's yelling the questions at him.
Yeah.
There one time they said, so if you win, do you still think it's rigged? One of the people, the lady from CNN yelled that at him, and he just walks in the door. So funny.
Did you see Pompeo, whatever it is, when they were
Pompeo.
asking the questions? Well, we're taking resumes for Trump's second term. Really, fuck out.
Yeah.
You lost.
Yeah.
You fucking lost, asshole. I would just start dropping F-bombs at them. Enough of acting nasty.
Here's what's kind of setting up to be somewhat semi-dangerous.
Would you like a job?
Is he got rid of the Secretary of Defense
Yep.
Yeah.
and installed a new Secretary of Defense. This one is a nutcase. This guy,
What is he?
Tata or Tate or something like that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be hard for 2
Data.
weeks, 2 months.
He has come up with all kinds of conspiracy theories over
Oh,
the
I like
years,
that, though.
and that he's a real nutcase. But he's now in charge of the Pentagon.
Yep.
And suppose Trump wants to suddenly, I don't know, invoke martial law.
Imagine that. Oh,
He's got somebody who's going to go along with him on it.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, am I being overly paranoid about that, or is this the way
No.
dictators in other
No.
countries take over?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
But the generals don't have to listen.
They don't.
You know,
They
we
should.
have to think about that. Trump really hasn't said anything for the last 4 days or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
well, he let everybody else.
he has created something new, and that is that anybody who works for him, who is out looking for a new job, he fires them immediately.
He's on the hook. Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that he? Well, did you ever think he'd go out like this?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yes,
he said they'd have to drag him out. Charlie, you may get your wish.
you know, assholes know how to do these things.
Yeah.
Is that he's just a sore loser? Is
Well,
it
he's
just,
a whiny little bitch.
Yeah.
Is what he is.
Alex, I joke around, but I really can't stand the fucking guy. I think you know what it is.
What do you
He's
mean you're
the kind of
joking
guy-
around? That's not joking around. You hate him.
I hate him, Alex, because you know why? He was the rich kid whose daddy gave him everything.
Yep.
I had everything, and he's a dumb fuck, and everybody knows it. I would ask him, as reporter, is it true that you had paid somebody to take your SATs? And if he says no, they should hand him a test. Here you go. I think you get 200 to sign your name. I bet you can't break 1,000. I think he's dumb, but you know what I think he is? He's street smart.
He's street smart. No question
He
about
knows
it.
how to move things around.
Well, he keeps talking about the Biden crime family. Come on. If there was ever a crime family, it's the Trump
shit.
family.
Yeah.
We know he's not as smart as Roy Cohn, but he knows how to maneuver. He knows how to manipulate people.
Well, Roy Cohn, I don't know that Roy Cohn was smart. Roy Cohn was shrewd. You know?
Alex, he finished law school like almost a year and a half. He skipped almost 2 grades in school.
Who?
He graduated out of law at 21.
What,
That's
who?
like unheard of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he's like highly. And his father, I was reading his biography. His father was a Democrat. Nothing like him.
Well, I told you my
I like that story.
encounter with Roy Cohn. I had a friend who had a radio show, Barry Farber, and he wanted somebody to come on and debate Roy Cohn. I said, sure, I'll do that for you, Barry, and I went down there. I don't know how to put this. I've said this to other people who met up with Roy Cohn, too.
I like the story.
I said, I looked into his eyes, and they were 2 of the deadest eyes I've ever seen in my life. It was like shark eyes. And at one point, I said, how'd you feel about sending the Rosenbergs to the electric chair? And he said, I felt great about it. And he looked at me with those eyes. And I suddenly realized that I had met the devil. I mean, this was the most evil person I have ever encountered in my life. Put a chill down my back.
Do you think he hated himself, Alex, because of his sexual hang-up? You think? I always wonder when I read his biography. Because he was closeted. I wonder if he hated himself and he took it out on other people.
He was proud to be an asshole, is what he said.
Yeah, yeah. He taught Trump several things. You never pay your bills.
Yeah, that's true.
And you never admit you're wrong.
Yep.
He never does.
That's where Trump got it from.
Yes,
I don't
that's
think he
what
got
learned.
that from his father. His father was an asshole, but not as big an asshole as Roy Cohn.
I was going to say, Shecky said the father was a real piece of work, Alex.
Oh, yeah. No, he was a piece of work. I mean, well, look how he fucked up
I was
Donald.
going to say, you know what? I may have issues with my mom only joking around, but they must have ruined Trump. I mean, just to the point that he had no father relationship, I think. Even probably with his mother, too.
Yeah.
Definitely got some kind of... There's no family there.
Yeah. Well, my question, I guess, to you people is, how are you taking this all? I mean, are you watching every moment of this whole thing unfold, or are you just sick of watching it?
I'm watching very closely.
I hoped that the minute that Donald Trump, it was announced that Biden had won, that it was over, that we didn't have to put up with this whole thing any longer. But we can't. We have to keep going on with it. It's the gift that just keeps on giving,
Till noon on the 20th.
Huh?
Till noon on the 20th.
That's
We
right.
should take a bet. So
Well-
he won't be there on the inauguration. No way.
Who? Trump won't show up to the inauguration.
You think he'll be
If
there?
he's got the military on his side, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna go to the inauguration,
Definitely not that.
unless of course it's his inauguration.
It's me. I'm back. What the fuck is he doing here?
Does he have to be invited? Maybe Biden won't even invite him.
No, I don't. No, I don't
be
think he has to be
invited. He
invited.
doesn't have to
I
be
think
invited.
it's kind of tradition that the outgoing president be there for the incoming president. And I'll tell you, it's there's no, it's no secret that who was it that who was it? George Bush Senior? No, who was it? There were 2 people that hated each other. Just didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Well,
First of all, Hoover and Roosevelt couldn't stand each other. and they took a limousine together to the inauguration and wouldn't talk in the limousine. Okay, but Hoover went anyway.
Yeah.
You know, because it was the thing to do. There have been other presidents. I mean, Carter didn't feel good about going to the inauguration for Reagan, but you know, I can't see if you're a one-time president, you don't get elected the second time. I can see how there's a certain bitterness you have, but you suck it up and you do what's right. And that's exactly what Carter did, and that's what George Bush Sr. did with Clinton. You know, you invite them to the White House, you then give them all the secrets and debrief them on what's going on, and you have a peaceful transition. Here, you're going to have Biden transitioning. Sounds like he's had a sex change. Transitioning. Just blindfolded.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he can't even get his goddamn mail.
I heard you say that. I mean, come on already. This is ridiculous. Can't somebody step in and say, let's grow up here?
Well, you have the what is it, the GAO or the Government Accounting Office or whatever, who's being run again by a Trump appointee, who until all the ballots are certified is not going to allow Biden to have funds for his, you know, his transition. Which again is not a sex change operation, folks. I want to. I just find it just horrible that they're doing that.
But Trump doesn't respect the presidency. You know, he doesn't respect the presidency. He just thinks about himself.
Yeah, so he doesn't. Do you think that he really believes he won?
That's a good question, because you know what?
I mean, is he that? If he's that delusional, we don't want him as president. I mean, the man's crazy.
He could be out more than he is now, instead of hiding. I mean, he would be out more protest, you know, saying the same crazy stuff he was saying before over and over again. All these little things that are coming up.
He's lost every single court case about this.
Yeah.
0 he's won.
But he claims that he is going to be president, that he won this, and then at the same time says, and I formed a committee for 2024.
And they're working on the budget.
And they're working on the budget.
They're working on the budget, they said.
Yeah.
Like he's, oh my God.
Like he knows what a budget.
I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Hey, Alex, get this. Can you imagine in Bizarro World, ready? Can you imagine he somehow won this by some shenanigans? Can you imagine the streets? They will run amok.
Well, look at what they were like when they were celebrating Biden.
Yeah,
think of what they're going to do if he were to suddenly rob this presidency away from Biden. But that's not going to happen. There's too much. It looks like he's going to win Georgia now. They're doing the recount. He's, 16,000 votes ahead. And they say that in most cases, recounts never turn out any differently than the original vote.
No.
But they do it just to say, we did it. And by the way, it's a hand count.
Did you know what James Carville said, Alex? Let him do the recount. You beat him twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to change anything, but go ahead. Do it.
Never more
It
than
looks like Arizona probably now is going to go to Biden, which means he got Nevada and Arizona, which were the two that were going to put him over the top anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't care if you eliminate Michigan and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. I mean, the fact is, you lost, motherfucker. Get over
In
it.
2016, they were saying that Democrats were the poor losers.
Yeah.
Well, we had a right to be. We had a right.
Democrats.
Yeah.
In 2016, the Republicans are doing now.
We had a right to be sore losers, though, because our candidate got 3 million more votes than he did.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're going to be bitter. A tad? Of course.
Yeah, he won by a lot. You know, I was looking at history.
Well, he didn't win by a lot. He won by a lot of electoral votes.
And I looked at history, Alex. He's only the 4th incumbent president to lose.
Are you sure it's 4? I think it's. I think it's like.
Republican.
I think it's like.
It's 4.
Is it 4? Really?
I think it's fourth. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to lose by a big margin. They said for popular vote. I don't know.
Oh,
whether that's-
popular vote.
yeah.
He's already. Biden's
over 5
already
million.
about what 5 million ahead of him.
Yeah.
So so both elections, he lost the popular vote by 8 million.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And you know how stupid Trump is? All he had to do maybe was tell his people to mail in the votes. He told them, if they would have mailed them in, say do both. Don't worry.
If he
about it."
hadn't negated mail-in vote, at least we would have gotten. See, here's what he feels. On election night, I was watching the results come in, and I was winning. Yes, of course you were, because those were the people who voted for you. Were the people who went to the polls, but the people who mailed in their ballots were the people who were going to vote for Biden, and they just mailed in their ballots, because they didn't want to get the COVID or whatever.
He said he won. He didn't say he was winning. He said he won Georgia, or he won Pennsylvania, and then they whittled away my win.
Yeah, well, how did that happen? Well, what happened was they started counting the mail-in ballots.
Don't count the votes.
And they went almost to 85% Biden. So, I mean, and he set it up by telling his people, don't go to the polls and vote. Vote twice. I think he said that on one occasion.
My mother's like, how are they going to do that? They can't, I told her. Mama.
Yeah, but he was telling them, hey, So I mean, he created his own negative scenarios. You were talking earlier about the Army. Yeah, those Army ballots come in. That's going to put him over the top. Let me see here. I'm going to vote for Trump. He called me a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, alienate anybody who would vote for you. He set up his own. I don't know if he felt that. I wonder if anybody was telling him this is all wrong the way you're doing it. Or he just didn't want, he likes to micromanage. He didn't want to do it, It's amazing.
They're all scared of him.
Huh?
Nobody's going to tell him he's doing something wrong.
He's the boss from hell. He's always right.
Oh, would you have wanted to work for him?
Can you? I wouldn't even last. I'd probably tell him off. I didn't know lunch wasn't 2 hours. Coming late.
I mean.
By the way, I'm taking off tomorrow.
Yeah, and the reason I'm taking time off is you say you're going to pay me, but you never do.
That's a go. Yeah, you better hurry up and get the check. It'll bounce all over the street.
How's it going out in California, Kevin? How are people reacting to all of it? Of course, California is a Democratic state, but
yeah, it's pretty quiet. I mean, people don't really give a shit. I think they're just saying, wait till it's over.
Yeah.
Well,
he's not
talked to my
he's
friend up in Oregon, who is a Republican, and he voted for Biden, and he was pretty adamant about doing it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, I think a lot of Republicans voted for Biden.
yeah.
The thing is that if you're a Republican, and I don't, of course there were all kinds of things they said about Biden, and that he's a communist, blah 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 blah.
Socialist. They love that.
Socialist. In fact, there was somebody. Where did I see somebody wrote either here or I got something? Oh yeah, I got a note from somebody who said, you're not going to like this, but I voted for Trump because I'm from Ohio and we have a lot of factories here and stuff. And if Biden's elected, all our jobs will go to China. Where'd you get that information? Huh?
That's the idiocy that they have, And here Trump wants to get rid of every damn union you can find.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's what they don't understand.
Well, I mean, people are voting against their own best interest. If they're a working man and they didn't vote for Biden, they voted for Trump, they were voting against their own best interests.
Yeah, exactly.
I had somebody say, somebody sent me a message that said, "Oh, if Biden wins, your classic cars are going to be gone."
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
your classic cars are going to be gone.
Yeah,
huh?
because your cars are going to be
everything's
gone.
going to be electric.
They want to go electric, so they're going to take your cars away from you. I said they're not going to take your cars away. They haven't taken the guns away. Yeah. They'll take the guns away first.
Well, they may eventually say no car can be built in America that isn't electric, but they're not going to tell you that you can't keep driving your gas
Yeah.
You know,
And Trump's the one that took away with the regulation to be at a certain year, a certain year in the future to be so much percentage, electric efficiency. And Trump didn't care. He signed that away.
what was his thinking on any of this? I
know.
mean, I love how he was trying to save coal miners' jobs. Why? So they can go down there and die?
Yeah, that's a big.
Yeah.
And he still hasn't fixed one effing road or bridge in this country. Not one.
He hasn't?
Yeah.
Not one.
Hell
That's
no.
not ours.
But he built a wall.
He built a freaking wall, but he didn't fix a road or a bridge.
There's
And
5 walls
on
around the
East
White
Coast
House.
that got rusty bolts holding them together.
By
that
the
I
way,
know of.
those walls around the White House are probably bigger and longer than the ones he's been able to put up in his entire time
Yeah.
in office.
Right? I mean, there's that 8-mile long bridge out there in on the East Coast. What is it called? There's an 8-mile long bridge out there that I saw a documentary on that the bolts are literally rusted through. They're this big, and right now they're about this big.
Wow.
And you guys got traffic running on those things every day, and the thing's about ready to collapse. And he said he was going to fix that 4.5 years ago and never touched it.
Well, we did. We just initiated a new bridge and took down the old one. We used to have the, what was it called? What was the one that went across the Hudson?
The Hudson
Tony?
Bridge?
No. But it's been replaced with the Mario Cuomo Bridge. It's a beautiful bridge. Beautiful bridge. And, it was going, they tore that one, the other one down, but it was falling apart. But Trump had nothing.
This is an 8-mile long highway type over the water or something. I don't know where. I can't remember where it was, but it's on the East Coast somewhere.
Really? I don't know of any.
Florida?
It's up in the north area, up in.
Really?
Yeah. They said it was an 8-mile elevated highway. Is probably what it is.
Well, less elevated now.
Probably.
Yeah.
Must be Virginia or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But I mean, I just think that we have a real situation here that is just not healthy. The whole idea of trying to tell the rest of the world that this was a rigged election, it's not a message you want to send off to the rest of the world. But he doesn't care about our perception in the rest of the world or whatever. And he must have been really pissed off when his pal Boris Johnson called Biden to congratulate him.
Yeah, he was pretty worked up today over there in the Parliament.
Yeah, and Angela Merkel, called Biden. They're all calling and they're writing, but the letters, as I say, are not getting to Biden. Isn't there something illegal about that? Not delivering the mail?
Can that be a
to
federal
somebody?
offense? Where's my mail? I mean,
Well, this has got to be. Well, it's terrible. It's just It's just horrible. I just, and people keep saying that what Donald Trump's doing is ruining his legacy.
Yeah.
And of course, my question is, what fucking legacy?
Yeah.
well, you're never going to. These 4 years have been really turbulent, to say the least. It's like you'll never see this again. I doubt it.
I'll tell you the legacy he's left behind, though, is the animosity.
Yeah.
That's not going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people just believe that Trump was the president and he was really a good guy. Yeah.
Well, he created
Personality.
an atmosphere of just nastiness and animosity, and that kind of thing is not going to go away, not anytime soon. Marjorie keeps saying to me, well, 70 million people voted for him, and so 70 million people are going to be fighting Biden tooth and nail. And I said, no. He got 70 million votes. Maybe 20 million of those might fight him, might be resentful. But the rest of them will just say, as long as Biden takes care of America, okay, And as long as they don't see their taxes go up, and as long as they see jobs coming back, and maybe COVID is fixed, I think they're going to come to like Biden. In fact, I think he's going to be quite well loved. He's a decent, likable guy, Plus, his name is Joe. How American. You know, you can't get more American than Joe.
And he's got 2 dogs too, Alex.
He's got 2 dogs?
Trump had no dogs in the White House.
Yeah,
or even
first time in a century. Yeah.
He's a heartless person.
Well, you always had to have the first pup, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, especially ever since Roosevelt. I know Roosevelt, it was Fala. And let's see, there was Bo, was one of the dogs that Obama had. But why do you name him Bo? Wasn't the dog, Obama's dog's name Bo?
Sounds right.
But
You
there
know
was,
what? You know
there
what
was Bo
Biden-
Biden. Did he name him after Bo Biden?
You know what Biden should do? Adopt a dog from the ASPCA and name him Trump.
Mutt.
Tell him
Mutt.
Donald.
Oh, just Donald. Donald will suffice.
But he's here.
Yeah.
Well, you know, remember, you remember when the dog visited the White House, he didn't know what to do. The dog kept sniffing him, and
He's probably afraid
looked
of
like he was ready to pee on his
Oh, yeah,
leg.
that was the dog that was like in the war or something.
Yeah.
He brought him back, and
Bomb sniffing dog. Oh, he sniffed out Obama, or that guy they killed. He sniffed him out, and the dog kept looking at him like, "Who the fuck are you?" And Trump kept looking down at him like, "What do I do? Do I have to pet him?" You know, he's looking down at him funny, and he didn't know what to do.
He
Yeah.
doesn't do well with animals. Remember that eagle?
well,
that
I
almost
have to
bit his
admit,
head off?
I have to admit that on a comedic level, Biden isn't going to be able to come close to Trump. I mean, we've had some good laughs over Trump.
Yeah.
You know,
Although
the only laugh
Jim
we
Jim Carrey can do a pretty good Biden.
yeah. But
But it's gonna wear out fast.
oh, here comes Tom Yamaguchi. Why? I wonder why Tom is calling this late. It must be somebody died, right, Tom?
I'm sorry, I just came out, so I didn't get to the
I
beginning.
said is it Tom? I says Tom, but he's calling late in the show, and it must be because somebody died.
Well, actually, it's because I have answered your question.
Oh, what's that?
That Obama's dog Bo was named after Bo Diddley.
Oh, okay. So it was
yeah, I
B.O.
remember that now.
as opposed to B.E.U.
B.O.
B.O. Yeah. Oh,
Bo
okay.
Diddley.
Wow.
Yes.
How cool.
'Cause
Yeah.
he was a blues guy. Yeah.
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 How you doing?
He's dead.
How you doing, Tom? We haven't talked to you since the big upset.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. What's your takeaway on it?
One take I have is question: is this a coup d'état or is this just one last final con? And
Yes.
and reason I say that is because, I'm on the Republicans' email list.
Yeah.
Because in 2012, I registered Republican to vote in the presidential primary, and I've been getting emails ever since. And I guess I could unsubscribe, but they have just been a great source of entertainment.
Yeah.
And
also, it costs them money.
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, well, they don't care. I
Do you
mean,
get the snail mail
I
too?
haven't-
Do you get the
I
snail
haven't
mail
checked
too,
them.
Tom?
What's that again?
Do you get snail mail too?
Occasionally.
Yeah, because
I love it
I
when
was
they-
getting it for some reason. I don't know.
Like
how
I
started.
remember.
Occasionally.
Do you remember?
What I really like is when they send me the postage paid envelopes.
Yeah.
Because then I could stuff those envelopes with lots of stuff and send it back
Well,
to them.
you remember what we
Yeah.
did when
With
when
Peter
we,
Popoff,
when we were
right?
doing the Peter Popoff thing with
right.
Patrick on my show, on my radio show at Sirius. He started sending away to Peter Popoff to see. We wanted to see if Peter could heal him. Okay. And so he kept writing him, I'm amputee, not amputee, but a paraplegic, and I blah, blah, blah. And they kept sending him stuff, and sending him prayer cloths, prayer tissues, I mean, all kinds of things. And finally they said, we've noticed you haven't sent us any kind of a contribution. And any amount would be appropriate. So I told him, and he did it, to pack up as many pennies as possible and attach the self-addressed envelope, stamped addressed envelope, and send it back to Popoff, because if you have like a prepaid, send it back to us envelope, it will accept. They only charge so much for that envelope, but if it's over a certain weight, they will start charging more money for it. Yeah. So I said, send about 1,000 pennies, and that's exactly what he did. And it was, I think Popov had to put out like 10, 15 bucks or something. I don't know, but
yeah. Anyway, if I could just finish my thought about the final Trump con.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Trump, if he concedes, that means that he can't continue to raise money.
Yeah.
And his campaign is broke and in debt.
Yeah.
And so he's setting out all these recount, and somehow always it's like your money's being matched 1,000%. It never says who's matching this money, but he's saying your money's being matched 1,000%, and so he's just flooding all his supporters.
Oh, wait a minute!
All these emails demanding money, and 60% of it is going to pay for.
Yes, but it says that on the bottom of the letter because
I haven't been able to find that fine print. But anyway, so I believe it. I believe that the fine print. But the whole thing is he's trying to bilk his people for every last cent before he leaves.
Well, our good friend Phil got one of those letters, and he sent it to me. And on the bottom of it, it said either 50 or 60% of this can go to pay off our debt for the election.
But it won't.
But it won't. It's terrible. I mean, it's terrible, and it's terrible that his people still put up with that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's one last con. And I also noticed the interesting thing about those emails, and I've tweeted this, is that the reply to field is Trump birthday alert. And I thought, well, maybe that's the whole plan is when Trump runs again, he's going to be running on Kanye West's birthday party. I don't know. So.
By the way, Kanye conceded, didn't he?
I don't know.
I believe he did, yes. He formally
that's right,
conceded.
because he says he's going to run again in 2024. That's right.
Yeah.
He was actually the vice, as I said, he was actually the vice presidential candidate here in California. And he's still, I mean, the American Independent Party, I think they came in fourth out of the five listed parties on the ballot. Mm-hmm. He came in, they just in front of Peace and Freedom.
It'd be interesting.
He got beat by the Greens and the Libertarians. So
it'll be interesting to see how many votes Kanye West got nationally. It's never been, added up or whatever. But I imagine, is it on your? Are you looking there, Kevin, at your?
Yeah, because I didn't even look at the other ones because I knew who I was voting for, but I skipped right over that. Was he really on there?
Yeah, he's on there.
He was on as vice president in the American Independent Party.
Like Rocky or something was the president.
Yeah.
Rocky Fuente and.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And Kanye West is right there. No shit.
Also,
I rolled right over.
Kanye didn't know what.
I made a mistake.
But wait a minute, Kanye didn't even know what he was running for. I mean, he was running for president, wasn't he?
So
yeah, they got him invited.
Yeah.
And he really put a big effort into it as well, didn't he?
He made a commercial.
Did he make a commercial?
He made a commercial, yes.
Yeah.
And was it on in California?
I saw it online.
Oh, online. Okay. I should find that and make a copy of it because that could be a collector's item.
Oh, it's very inspirational.
Yeah. So my question is now, how long do you think it's going to be before Melania leaves him?
She already has.
So yeah, she's already filed the papers probably. They're all drawn up.
They're all drawn up. Now, I mean, how long do you figure it's going to be before she just says, "Hey,
January 20th, 1201"?
Because when he won the presidency and they moved to the White House, she refused to move to the White House until he signed a new prenup.
Yep.
So that prenup probably says, "I'm out of here after it's over."
Yep. Here you go, Donald. Be best.
Yeah. You know.
Here's your papers.
Yeah. Yeah. Who gets the kid? I wouldn't leave the kid behind.
No.
No.
She'll take him.
You know.
Oh, he'll ruin him.
You
He
know,
doesn't want to.
she's probably
he
she's
doesn't
probably a
want
pretty
kids.
good mother. You know. I don't.
She's got to be if she's stuck with him this long.
Well, are we against Melania, or are we just sorry for her?
I'm not sorry.
I'm not
I'm sorry for her.
She's a birther. She's a birther.
What do you mean she's a birther?
She is.
She was all into the birther thing when
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know,
She
it's a
went
little
in for
late.
money, guys.
It's a little too late to worry about whether Obama is American or not. It's all water under the bridge, wouldn't you say? Wow. Yeah. What a country, huh? What, you know? I had to live my whole life to have it wind up here, you know, with this thing going on. I've not seen anything like this in my lifetime, and you know my lifetime has been quite extensive. Okay?
Yes.
Quite the 4-year show.
Huh? What?
Quite the 4-year show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have, but I've not in my whole lifetime seen anything. I've seen some pretty terrible times. I mean, the whole communist witch hunt back in the 50s was pretty terrible, what was going on there. But nothing has compared to what has happened here, which is the total ruination of this country in a period of 4 years. Its morality, its economics, its health, all of it down the drain. And I'm the one who I'll say this again, on the last election night when I told Marjorie, she says, how's the election going? I said, Trump won. And she went, oh my God, what are we going to do now? And I said, don't worry. What can he do to screw up this country in 4 years? Well,
At the end of the day, the government is still running.
I didn't have enough confidence in Donald Trump. That was the problem, you know.
Didn't our life expectancy go down for the first time in like history?
I think so. Yes. Yeah. And I imagine it's even gone lower with the COVID out there. I mean, that would add into the life expectancy.
Definitely.
It's sad. It's just sad. But do you think Do you think Biden can get us out of this? Do you think he can turn it around, or do you think he can just stop it from getting any worse?
They did it before in 2009. I mean, it was a different type of crisis, but we were, on the brink of a Great Depression.
Yeah.
And Obama and Biden were able to turn around. So
yeah,
I'm willing to give him a chance.
Yeah, I guess so. I give him. Of course, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm just wondering how much he can do. I mean, he's being handed a daunting task. He's being handed the economy. Wow. He's being handed the COVID thing. He's being handed the divisiveness in the country, and he's got to somehow take that and turn it around somehow. Yeah. And I'm just hoping
if the Pfizer drug.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Works.
Oh well, that's all Trump's doing, Pfizer, in fact, said it wasn't Trump.
It was done by
he didn't take no federal money.
No, they said, they came out the other day and they announced it, and they said we wanted to announce it after the election, and we want to say that no money was put into this for development by the federal government. The only thing we got was enough money to make up 1 million doses to have ready. But so far as the cost of creating this drug, the government had nothing to do with it, nothing to do with the development. So, whatever. But he's still taking claim for it. Oh God, he's such a savior. Anyway, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Tony. And Tom, always good to see you. Everybody, give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give you a big wave goodbye back. Okay, there we go. There goes our citizen panel for tonight. They're off into the sunset, and we're getting ready for Jack Bishop. He's up next with the intersection right here on most of these GabNet stations. We'll see you again tomorrow night. 10:30. Eastern Daylight Time, same station in life. And in the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her. And by the way, be safe out there and wear a mask, okay? I want to see you live tomorrow.